I walked in on her again. It's been 6 months since D-Day. 6 months since I walked into my own goddamn house, into my own goddamn bedroom, and found my wife, my partner of 21 years, pleasuring herself on camera for some other dude. Can you imagine that shit? I saw what I saw. She was spread eagle, a freaking purple toy down there, eyes glazed over, staring right at her phone, and she had the audacity to deny it. Denied, 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 like I was some kind of moron who just hallucinated the whole damn thing. Was she trying to Jedi mind trick me, make me question my own eyes? The evidence was right there, plain as day, but she just kept lying. We'd been together for 21 years, most of it with her as a stay-at-home mom raising our kids, our two kids, a 20-year-old and a 15-year-old. I'm in my early 40s, and she's probably late 30s, early 40s too. For 2 decades, I provided. I worked my ass off. She was my best friend, my whole world, the reason I was who I was. That's what I used to tell myself. Anyway, looking back, that was my first mistake. Putting all my happiness, my entire goddamn being, into another person, setting myself up for a fall, and fall I did. Since D-Day, things had been rough, real rough. She tried to play it off, saying it was just sexing, nothing more. But the text messages, the ones I managed to glimpse before she became a goddamn Fort Knox with her phone, they screamed emotional affair. There was no denying it. Deep talks, pit names, late night exchanges, the kind of shit you share with someone you're intimate with. Not just sexing. I'll never know if it was physical. She deleted everything and then refused to let me see her phone moving forward. No, she refused. I wanted to just take the damn thing. But then I had to be careful, right? Because then she'd call the cops, cry, say I did something else. It's over. Dude, that's what I kept hearing in my head. Over and over, the affair partner, a prior coworker, lives nearby. And it got worse. I'd had a short stint of frequent work travel around that time. The opportunity was definitely there. There's no way they weren't hooking up, not with him right down the street and me gone for days at a time. My gut was screaming that much. I felt like I needed to pay that guy a visit, and then pay a divorce attorney one too. We tried marriage counseling, or more accurately, I tried marriage counseling. It quickly turned into discernment counseling once she admitted she wasn't sure if she wanted to be married anymore. Really, after 2 decades, after everything we'd built, after you pulled this stunt, now you're not sure? Then why were you screwing around in the first place? It was a damn joke. She stopped going to counseling. The therapist, a neutral third party who saw right through her bullshit, told me there wasn't any sense coming back until she decided what she wanted to do. But she never did. She refused to stop communicating with the guy, refused disclosure, kept hiding her phone. What does that tell you, aside from the fact that she's an a-hole? A liar and a cheater. It tells me she had zero respect for me. Zero. She was openly disrespecting me, rubbing my face in it, and her attitude was basically, what are you going to do about it? A-hole. She didn't care. She knew I had no spine, no balls, because I hadn't divorced her yet. This is the crap people can pull when they realize they have all the power. And I let her have it. Smacked me for that. For 6 months. She still hadn't made a decision. Divorce or work on the relationship. What was there to work out? She didn't love me. Her actions communicated that loud and clear. She even told me she didn't know if she loved me like that anymore, and hadn't for a long time. Okay, then get a divorce. Let's part ways. I can move on. You can move on. And you can do your webcam crap for all the guys you want. Our kids were almost grown up. The next few years were supposed to be a whole new chapter for us. Just us. And apparently, she had been loathing the thought of that. That happens a lot. I've heard, once the kids move out, divorces spike because parents were only in it for the kids. Maybe that was it for us. She recently started working again, had this desire to become independent. Oh, she wanted to be a strong, independent woman. She was well on her way, just not in the way I ever imagined. Then, last night, I walked in on her doing it again. Phone recording, video, her naked, and a new toy. The whole 9 yards. I guess that was my answer. I wasn't surprised. Honestly, I figured she'd probably been doing it every night since. Maybe in the bed. Maybe on the freaking toilet. Who the hell knows? Maybe that turned her on, doing certain things with a certain toy on the hopper. Yeah, dude, it was over. I was saying it from the beginning, and looking back, everyone else was too. I got some much-needed time to myself last week. A quick weekend trip with my brother and some friends, followed by 3 days of business travel. This gave me some quality time to reflect on the past 6 months of absolute hell. What's happened, happened. It's time to end it. I fucked up by letting it drag on this long, but it's time to move on. I accept the fact now that she made up her mind 6 months ago. Maybe it was just avoidance. Maybe she honestly didn't know how she felt. Or maybe, and this is what my gut tells me, she just enjoyed having her cake and eating it too. I refuse to believe I'm just that lucky to walk in on her the very first time it ever happened, and then the only second time it ever happened. At this point, I'm just going to assume it never stopped and had been going on for who knows how long. I'll never know if it was physical or not, but the likelihood it was very physical and going on for a long time. Pretty damn high. But what's done is done. It was time to part ways. I asked her to move out. She said she didn't have anywhere to go, so, until she got things figured out, she'd be utilizing our spare bedroom and bathroom. Not ideal, but it's a start. It's not my problem she doesn't know where to go. But legally, I couldn't just kick her out. So, spare bedroom it was. The kids were going to be like, what the fuck, when they realized, but they're old enough to figure it out. We drafted up and signed trial separation paperwork for now. We'd probably need to consult a lawyer very soon. Definitely consult a lawyer. Man, I was hoping to just split things 50-50, amicably, and move on with life. 21 years down the drain. I didn't think our kids were going to handle the news well. I needed advice. Any and all advice. My own thoughts were running wild. What's done is done. Talk to a lawyer. Do not let this go. And this whole amicable thing, good freaking luck. Remember, just like her pleasuring herself on camera and not going anywhere, and then doing it again, she knows she can push me around, bully me, get her way with me, take advantage of me, so I better have a freaking lawyer, man, or it ain't going to go well. My marriage was down the drain, but I had 2 kids out of it. I just hoped they were mine. Of course they were. I loved them, and all that. But I had to make sure they knew this wasn't my fault. She'd probably say I worked too much. I neglected her. I sometimes forgot to put down the toilet seat, or any other nonsense, or I forgot to take out the recycling in 1998. But regardless, it was her. We entered into a no-contest MDA earlier this year after her being completely unreasonable and completely unwilling to work on our marriage. Of course she was being unreasonable. Our state has a mandatory waiting period because we have children. Yeah, children. My 20-year-old and my 15-year-old. I'd imagine they're a little old for that to be that important. But okay. Unfortunately, in the final stretch, she asked for more money for support. Shocker. I was tired and exhausted of the whole experience. My lawyer said I could have fought for it, but the cost to fight it would have probably been similar to the money she wanted. I just agreed to whatever. At this point, all was said and done, and the divorce was final. It still didn't feel right, but it was over. Some guys will just give more in the divorce just to be done with it. My lawyer did have a point. It was going to cost me more to keep fighting this thing. I needed to look at the big picture, but I wasn't done with her. Not emotionally. Not entirely. I hoped I'd do some serious work on myself, and hopefully, I'd learn one critical lesson. Don't ever make anybody else the source of your happiness in this world. Not even your kids, because they could certainly disappoint you too. When you try to make other people the source of your happiness, you're going to be sorely disappointed. You've got to make your own happiness. But I had a chance to start over. She was probably in her late 30s, early 40s. Good luck to her trying to find some other dude that doesn't just want to hook up. Even if she was very good looking, something told me she'd be back, and I hoped I wouldn't fall for it. A comment I got later stuck with me. Hey OP, congrats on the divorce. Even if you feel not right about it, when a partner's out of the marriage and things don't go their way, specifically if they are cheaters, things in divorce get messy. Yes, fighting for what was right was the best option. But if you felt emotionally drained and it was a thing you could give just for the sake to not bother anymore about her, then I think you did well. Now it is time for you to concentrate on you and do your healing journey. It has been at least 8 months since your last post, and for what you said, seems to be a total separation. But the good news is that you are out of that and ready to heal and rebuild yourself. May I ask how old the kids are and what were the terms of child custody? Do you have to pay her alimony or just paid the extra? She asked. Good luck and I wish you the best. Time to heal and build your new life. The kids were upset, really upset, both older, 15 and 20. Custody was 50-50-ish, heavy in my favor. No legal or court-ordered alimony, just an agreement to pay for her car and some other bills. It sucked, but at least no alimony. I didn't know about the house or retirement accounts. Some places you can't touch them. Other places you can. I think I could be wrong. Remind me if I am. But the point was, she may have made out like a bandit in terms of assets outside retirement accounts. I don't know. But at least alimony-wise. No alimony. Her car and bills and stuff like that. That couldn't be forever. The good news was the one kid was 15, so any child support shouldn't be too long here, and the other one was 20 years old. The kids were old enough to understand. At 15 and 20 years old, this unfortunately happens. The kids probably had a choice who they wanted to spend more time with, especially the 20-year-old. For goodness sake, all I had to do was take it one day at a time. 21 years with somebody is no small thing. It was going to take time to heal from the betrayal and all that. If I did the therapy route, I really hoped I'd find a good shrink to really help me dig as to why I was just so trusting. Made her my whole world. Followed the whole rom-com narrative. And I hoped that therapists would encourage me to get out there, exercise, do healthy things, eat well, hang out with people that truly did care, help the kids, embrace my hobbies, start a new life. It ain't over after divorce. A lot of guys think it is. They think they're failures and all that. I mean, look, if half the marriages end in divorce, you're not that big of a loser because it happens to plenty of guys. And usually, it's not the guy's fault. It's because the freaking wife is a selfish a-hole here. In time, I knew I would heal. I just hoped I wouldn't get involved with someone just like her. But something told me, given our age, what I thought our age was, she'd be back when she realized things weren't going to be so easy. She'd be back. I just hoped I wouldn't fall for it. Because once a cheater, always a cheater. You see it, you do what's hard, you end it,